If you've only ever grabbed the same 2 or 3 brands from the grocery shelf, today we're going off-map. I pulled together a dozen obscure coffees from Amazon that real drinkers say are bold, smooth, weird, wonderful, or just different in the best ways. I'll tell you what each one is, who it's for, and one caveat so you know exactly what you're getting before you click buy. No sponsors, just beans. Let's brew. Number 12, Caza Trail Coffee. This dark roast pod is a 100% Arabica blend from Latin America, Africa, and Indonesia, built for a full body with mild acidity and a smooth finish. It fits busy mornings and iced afternoons since the pods play well with 1.0 and 2.0 brewers and chill cleanly in the fridge. Fans call it a rich, bold cup that never runs out of steam, sturdy enough to anchor an iced coffee or blend into a mocha-style protein shake. Stock-up pricing helps it feel like a safe buy in large quantities. Caveat to know going in is the low acidity. If you prefer lively brightness, this is mellow by design. Number 11, Warpath Coffee, a dark roast ground blend with high caffeine and low acid. Roasted in the USA with a veteran-owned backstory, it is built to be bold and full-bodied with a smooth finish that does not need milk or sugar to feel complete. It is the kind of daily driver that can do hot or iced and still taste like coffee first. One buyer flag worth passing along is packaging. The inner foil can be stubborn to open, and little bits can fall in if you tear instead of cut. The quick fix is scissors across the top and a transfer into an airtight jar. Caveat is simple. No milk or sugar needed means it is formulated to drink black. If you like adding sweetness, start small so you do not drown the roast. Number 10, Cheap Ass Coffee. Despite the name, this is a straight Arabica ground coffee that people buy for value and stay for the aroma and everyday drinkability. Expect a solid medium profile with a smooth texture rather than a heavy roast punch. The aroma reads fresh, the price per pound is friendly, and the big 5-pound bag makes sense if you go through a lot. Feedback on strength and grind can be mixed. Some call it a true medium, others want more muscle, and a few mention inconsistent grind appearance. The consistent praise is the smell and the morning comfort factor. Caveat to keep in mind is the aroma leads the experience. If you chase super bold bite, this is more daily cup than special project. Number 9, Bean of Fire El Salvador Red Bourbon. Single origin, natural process red bourbon from high-altitude farms on volcanic soil. Dried in the fruit, the beans carry a richer sugar load that translates into berry sweetness, ripe tropical notes, and a velvety mouthfeel when brewed right. This is the boutique weekend cup you break out when you want syrupy fruit and depth, rather than a simple caffeine hit. Buyers love the balance and aroma and call out how smooth it drinks, even with a little cream or a pinch of salt. The caveat is price. It sits above commodity coffees and makes sense as a treat day bag or a rotation pick rather than your only daily bag. Number 8, Duty to Act Dark Roast Ground Coffee, a bold Arabica dark roast packed in a 2-pound bag that yields about 60 cups and supports families of fallen first responders through the brand's foundation. The profile is straightforward and strong with that familiar dark roast comfort most people like in a morning mug. If you enjoy the symbolism of a bag that gives back, this one doubles the good feeling. The caveat is flavor direction. It is classic dark roast rather than a complex specialty profile, so expect smoky and robust more than fruity or floral. If that is your lane, it lands. Number 7, Basin Vietnamese Whole Bean Dark Roast, an authentic Vietnamese Robusta heavy dark roast grown on Basin red soil and roasted in small batches for extra kick. Expect high caffeine presence, full body, deep cocoa and toasted nut notes, and a clean but assertive finish. This is a great gateway into traditional Vietnamese-style prep. Try it as espresso or with sweetened condensed milk if you want the cafe vibe. A buyer note you should hear is the bitterness rides higher than Arabica and the intensity can fight against sugary syrups in blended drinks. The caveat is also the opportunity. It is good for espresso and shines when you lean into its concentrated style. Number 6, Iron Dome Coffee. Whole bean dark roast with a bold, rich profile on paper and the flexibility to grind for drip, press, pour over, or espresso. It wants to be your customizable dark roast you dial in yourself at the grinder. One honest buyer take is that the taste ran scorched and a little sour for them when brewed straight, and they ended up blending it with other beans for balance. If you find the roast edge a bit sharp, Try coarsening your grind and lowering water temperature. The caveat is to expect that dark roast bite. If your palate reads that as burnt, this is better used as a blend component than a solo act. Number 5, counterculture coffee. Whole bean only for maximum freshness and brewed right before extraction. The Big Trouble side leans caramel and nutty with a round body, while Hologram leans fruity with milk chocolate and a syrupy feel. The company is known for sustainability and transparency, but what matters in the cup is that it pulls clean, reliable shots for espresso and steams into lattes and cappuccinos with ease. Buyers running Breville machines say it is their daily espresso choice. The caveat is simple and positive. It smells very good, and that aroma is a big part of the experience, so keep your grinder and hopper clean to capture it. Number 4, Oriente dark roast pods. Touch of cocoa, vanilla, chicory, and smoky caramel, delivered in recyclable number 5 pods made with solar energy. The story is traditional methods brought forward with modern convenience and small batch handling. On paper, it reads bold and sweet. In the cup, some drinkers find the strength underwhelming and the sweetness hard to detect, with a slightly bitter aftertaste. If you want Cuban cafe strength, you may prefer a double pod or a shorter brew volume. The caveat is that slightly bitter finish. If you like milk or sugar, it softens that edge. Number 3, Steel Mill Coffee Co. A Colombian medium roast that keeps it clean. Vegan, gluten-free, sugar-free, and dairy-free is another way of saying it is just coffee, which is the brand's whole pitch. Arabica beans bring robust flavor without the harsh bitterness many associate with cheaper blends. Fans call it high quality, fresh, and consistent with real specialty flavor. If you enjoy flavored coffee, the apple strudel variant has a loyal following, but the core medium roast is the workhorse. The caveat is that the apple strudel is the best seller among flavored options. If you want plain, stick with the standard bag. If you want a sweet, aromatic profile, pick the strudel. Number 2, Tiny Footprint Coffee Nicaragua Segovia Dark Roast. Organic, fair trade, shade-grown, single origin, and small batch roasted on a vintage Probat. Expect the dark roast side to show sultry chocolate with traditional Nicaraguan brightness, like apricot, fig, and spice. It is bold without being rough and leaves a smooth texture that wins people over even at higher doses. Buyers who brew strong call it the smoothest dark bean in their rotation and stick with the larger bag to keep it in stock. The caveat is that smooth texture is the signature. If you want jagged bite, this is polished by design. Medium to medium dark instant coffee from Brazil that dissolves cleanly and includes organic Ganoderma lucidum spore powder. Note that some people really like, especially if they are avoiding dairy or creamers. For instant, it is surprisingly refined and easy to drink straight. Buyers call it smooth, not bitter, and something they can enjoy black even if they normally need creamer. The caveat is the earth aroma. If you are sensitive to mushroom-like notes, you will notice it. If you like that grounding quality, it becomes part of the charm. That is the set. 12 under the radar. Amazon coffees that cover pods, ground, whole bean, and even instant, with options for espresso drinkers, iced coffee fans, and anyone who wants something different without gambling on mystery beans. Tell me which one you would try first and how you brew it. If you want me to expand this into a 12 to 15 minute version with 2 or 3 alternates for each style, I can build that too. Until next time, stay fabulous, stay curious.